Ooh, gee. Now that's what you call a meal. Although calling an English breakfast a meal, not the best ideal and healthy choice for you, but yeah, once in a while, who cares? What's up, people? Welcome back to another one. In today's video, want to talk about just a general discussion about, if you were to pick one Milwaukee Ratchet, or like your budget only affords you to get one Milwaukee Ratchet, which one would it be? Having the fact that you're already invested in the M12 platform of Milwaukee, and then you're thinking of getting a M12 Ratchet, which one would you pick? I don't have the 3rd gen few Ratchets over here because they didn't come yet to UK. I know I can get one from USA, but it's gonna be like almost double the price concerning like taxes, import charges and all of that. Neither do I have the 1/2-inch Ratchet few one 2nd gen, because for me I don't really see that tool its use on cars. Maybe if you're working on HGVs or like trucks and stuff like that, where you're going to be using 1/2 inch to 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch, I can see that. But on most cases working on cars, probably 3/8 and 1/4 inch is going to be your go-to in terms of ratchets. So getting down to it, over here I got the non-fuel 1st gen ratchets. 1st gen Ratchet, my bad. Fuel 3/8, extended fuel 3/8, 1/4 inch fuel, and then 1/4 inch extended. I've had these, most of them for quite some time, apart from this one, which is about like, I don't know, like a couple of weeks to couple of weeks old, less than a month I would say. And then this one, I would say roughly probably again month, probably like 2 months, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I had the time to use all of them, get a basic idea, and then which one I would choose if I were to like pick one. Obviously keeping in mind budget is an issue, obviously times like this. So starting from prices, obviously prices may vary depending on what website you look for the tool itself. I mean, the non-fuel old school Milwaukee brush motor over here, I found it ranging from like 130 all the way down to 110 pounds. I think 110 pounds that was from SGS. So if you good value for money for this tool, if you want to get it, I would say head over to SGS, 110, while the stocks last. Moving on to like the 3/8 fuel one, which is basically my first Ratchet from the whole bunch. This one, fun fact, I got this for 145 pounds, but I can see prices now ranging from like 150, all the way to like 160 or something like that. Which I don't know why the prices are getting high on this tool. I would say probably the market, if there's more demand on this, probably the price is going to go up. So keep an eye on that one. 3/8 extended reach Ratchet. This one I got lucky, like I said before, I got it on auction. But if you want this brand new, prices on these are probably ranging from like anything from 170 to like 200 pounds. So I would say 170, 175 being the lowest. But yeah, I've seen this like 180, 190 or something like that, and 200. So again, it depends on which websites you're looking at. Second cheapest one, from obviously being this one the cheapest, is going to be the Milwaukee 1/4 inch fuel Ratchet. This one I bought it, fun fact again, I bought this one 115 quid on a discount. And then I think on eBay or Amazon or whatever, I was looking at prices for this one, and I can see like 170 or 180, some crazy price. But SGS does sell this for 115. So again, I'll recommend, if you want this, head out to SGS and get it from them. While they still have it in stock. And lastly, my most recent one, 1/4 inch extended reach fuel Ratchet. From Milwaukee. I got this one, I think 170. Yeah, it was like 180, and then you can kind of like find some sellers for 170. So what the heck, I haven't seen this one drop down in price any more than that, but who knows. So obviously I would say in the first round of like, you know, concerning price, this one will be the cheapest, and then quarter inch is going to be the second cheapest, and then these three will kind of like be ranging from 160 to 170, 180. So, you know, these are going to be a bit more expensive. Keep in mind, this is only body only. Like I said, if you already invested in Milwaukee M12 platform, you're already going to have chargers and batteries. So I'm not taking this into consideration. So just separating the quarter inch from the 3/8, starting from the 3/8. This was my first Ratchet from the whole bunch. The fuel one. Nice things to say about this one. Proper screw grip tool, a lot of chooch in there. 75 Newton meters or 55 foot-pounds of torque. I think it's 55 or 50. I get like the foot-pounds with Newton meters a bit confused in numbers, but yeah, I'm guessing it's 55 foot-pounds, 75 Newton meters. Very strong Ratchet. Only downside with this one is gonna be in terms of use. Is gonna be the head size. So comparing this one to this. This one is not gonna go as in so many tight spaces where this one is gonna, you know, squeeze in there. You know, I mean, if you compare the heads, obviously the size is a little bit longer. I don't know if you can see that. The fuel one is longer, so you can get more leverage. But you know, again, the Ratchet, the main use is to like ease of access, take off fasteners. So you gotta keep in mind, if the head doesn't fit in there, the tool is pretty much useless. So one of the things that's had to do with the 3/8 extended. This one, it has its use. You know, believe me, I've used it. I know it has its use, especially if it's like deep situations where you go like a lot of depth, and that's not an issue. And then you can shove this one in there. You know, that's 100 times better than trying to like get this one in there and then you can't pull the trigger, or the trigger is in the way or something like that. If the extended reach does make a difference, it's very applications. But in general, you know, if you have to like pick one, considering all the situations you're going to be in, whether it's going to be interior work, engine work, you know, chassis work on the car, whether you work in suspension, brakes, whatever. The downside with this is going to be on interior work. I tried it once doing some interior work. The tool was too big to like, you know, have the tool in there. There wasn't enough, you know. Obviously, working on interior, it is going to be a tight area. Obviously, having the length, not just the depth. So this one, it was a no-go on interior work. So that's why I'll be taking this one out of the bunch. Similar situation with these two. This one 75 Newton meters. This one a bit weaker. I think it was like 47 Newton meters or something like that, which, you know, is a bit weaker, but it's pretty alright for Ratchet. Again, you're not going to be using this as a breaker bar. It's just to like, you know, finish off taking off the fastener. So, you know, I would say this one is a bit better in some situations. This one is gonna be more like my go-to though. That's kind of one of the things that I realized while working, because I had this, the screws came off of this one, and I had the chance to use this for like about 3 months, and I felt the difference, because there was a lot of times I was using this, whether I was working on some auxiliary work on the car, like a water pump, alternator, or something of that nature, and then because of the size of the head, I couldn't get in there. You know, the strength was there, but if you can't get the head in there, you know, with the socket, it kind of like makes the tool useless. So, you know, I had to change to my quarter inch or something like that. So that's why I'll be taking this one out from like kind of like my pick. One thing I forgot to mention, this one might be more powerful than this, but it is a bit slower. So this one is like 200 RPM, this is 250 RPM. So this one is going to be a bit faster. And then, you know, I mean, if you consider the amount of times, you know, you're going to be taking off something. Power is not as necessary, but speed, I mean, I would pick over speed rather than power in most cases. Because, you know, again, this is a tool to save you time. you're not going to be using this tool to like, you know, like to break something off, you know, like a crank bolt or something like that. Is small things that you're going to be, you know, take small fasteners, stuff like that, tight areas. That's where you're going to be using the ratchet. That's what the ratchet was built for. So that's why I would, you know, take out the 3/8 fuel ratchet. I'll stick with this one. Now moving along with the 1/4 inch. So we've got 3 left from the bunch. So you got the 1/4 inch extended, and then, you know, the non-fuel brushed ratchet over here. Just comparing the fuel ratchet, the 1/4 inch with the 3/8, pretty similar. Minor differences is going to be the weight. The fuel one does weigh a little bit more. As you can see, like the body of the tool is thicker than this one. So this one, you know, quite, you know, is a bit heavier, a little bit, which for me is not much of a concern. Because again, when you're using a ratchet, you're using it for like a minute or so, take up some fasteners, then you put it on the side, you know, take whatever you're going to take off, you know, do your work, and then when you're going to put it back, you grab it, the ratchet, put the fasteners on. So you're not going to be holding it like, you know, 2 hours straight. That's what I'm trying to say. So this one weighing a little bit more, not a major concern for me, but you know, for some people that plays a factor. So the win goes for the Milwaukee in terms of lightness. In terms of speed and power, they're both like 250 RPM, which, you know, they match. Same with power. I think, you know, this one is like 47 Newton meters or something like that. Same with this one. So not much of a difference. The main factor for me is going to be, excuse me, it's going to be the drive. 1/4 inch, you know, the most common size you're going to be using is 8mm, 10mm, 30mm, kind of like, I mean, if you're working on a Japanese car, 12mm, but yeah, or maybe like 14mm, but yeah, those are kind of like, I would say 8, 10 and 13 is probably going to be your most common. You know, if you want to get into anything into like bigger size, like you know, 17, 16, 18, 19, you know, 20, 21, you're gonna have to use an adapter, which kind of like breaks the whole deal with, you know, obviously being a compact head, because, you know, if you add the adapter and then the socket, that's going to be a little bit of an overkill in tight areas. So this is where like the non-fuel ratchet kind of like has the benefit, because, you know, with a 3/8 set, I mean, you know, they go from like, I don't know, like 6, 7mm all the way to like 19, 20, 21. You know, I'm not saying you're going to be necessarily using a 21, but let's say you're going to be using a 17 or something like that. You do have the option of using just the bare socket and not putting in an adapter that might cause an issue of clearance. So that's why I would pick this over this. And then lastly, kind of like extended reach 1/4 inch with this non-fuel 3/8 ratchet. I think the main principle that's going to set them apart is going to be similar to the 3/8. It's going to be the extended reach. You know, trust me, situations like this one, I was using it the other day on a Mercedes. I was doing like an intake or something, I can't remember. You know, I was taking an intake off for some vacuum leak, looking for some vacuum leaks, using a smoke machine, well, smoke leak detector, you know, whatever you want to call it. And I had to take the intake along with some other things. Brilliant tool, you know, if you got the depth, this one will, you know, you can shove it in there, you know, it's gonna get to the fastener, you can get the job done. Really love this tool, but I wouldn't choose it as my go-to or my first ratchet, for the main sole reason is in terms of other aspects of the car that you're going to be working on. This head, although sometimes or many of the applications is going to be beneficial, other situations is going to be kind of like in the way, which is going to make the tool not so good in its use, along, you know, with the 3/8 over here. So that's why I'm going to be setting this, and then I'm going to leave with the non-fuel. I'm going to stick with the non-fuel ratchet. I think it's, you know, having a look of the 3/8, I mean the 3rd gen fuel ratchets from Milwaukee, kind of like, you know, going from this to like experimenting with this, and then going back to like a smaller size and concentrating more on speed rather than power, is kind of like, you know, it made sense, because, you know, people complain, some people, I mean, you know, of the market complain about this one not being strong. That's when they came with this. But then, you know, obviously with more power, you need more Skookum internals. So everything had to be beefed up. So that's why we had this like rock solid design of the head, which, you know, you can put a lot of force in. But, you know, it was killing a little bit of the purpose of the Ratchet in terms of design. So I think that's why Milwaukee went with the 3rd gen, something to like smaller or similar size to this one. You know, keeping the power, I think is the same, like 47 Newton meters or 15 Newton meters. Same with this one, and focus more in terms of speed, because that's going to be for me as well. That's a factor I take a little bit more in concern. You know, am I gonna invest in a 3rd gen fuel ratchet? Probably not, because I mean I still got this, so, and I mean I got these other as well. So yeah, in terms of investing in the 3rd gen ratchet to use it, I've got plenty of ratchets to use. Maybe as like a collection item, because I am a bit of a tool man, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, if you had to pick one budget wise for like almost every application to use, I would probably go with still like the original Milwaukee Ratchet, as it's going to be cheaper than your, you know, the new 3rd gen fuel ratchet. It's going to be cheaper. You know, it's quite a Skookum. I mean, it's proved over the years of many people, you know, if you know, use the tool like you're meant to, and then you're not using this as a breaker bar, it's going to do its job no problem. So, you know, that's why I would go with this one. I don't know about the 1/4 inch. 3/8 is going to be the drive size that is more commonly used. So that's why I would go with this one. In terms of battery usage, although, you know, brushless technology is allows you, obviously the technology is going to be stronger and you can make more out of your battery. You know, that's not an issue for me. I got loads of spare batteries, so, you know, if I'm using, you know, this and then, you know, my battery dies, I don't mind changing to another battery. You know, brushless technology does have the advantage over the brush technology, you know, keeping up a little bit more with the battery. But, you know, if you think about it price wise, I mean, what would you rather spend? 110 quid, you know, on a ratchet that's gonna do most of the applications fine, no problem, or maybe like 160 quid, and then there's gonna be times where this one won't fit in there, and then you gotta switch up to your normal ratchet. You know, I'm very happy with this tool, don't get me wrong. It has its usage, and I'm pretty sure, you know, it's gonna come in handy along the way. But in terms of actual automotive use, tight areas, because obviously nowadays cars, they're getting, you know, the working spaces inside cars is even less. This one I will go rather than the few 3/8. That was the video, guys. Again, you know, I got the, you know, 3/8 3rd gen fuel ratchet. Obviously that one, if you were to pick, it'd be superior to these, obviously because of the speed. But, you know, price wise, it is going to be more expensive. So, you know, if you're just a beginner or anything of that nature, you know, grab yourself one of these and, you know, you'll be fine. That was the video, guys. You know, let me know what you think down below. I mean, if anyone has owned any of these ratchets, what your thoughts about them, or, you know, if some of them have faults in the design. I know the 3/8 one, like I done in the previous video, you know, the screws get loosened. You know, this one has its faults as well. I mean, the internals on this are not as skookum as like the fuel ones, because, you know, if you know, put the same amount of torque you will put in this and this, you know, this one probably the crankshaft, the inside the tool will break. So, you know, again, it's how you use the tool and what you use the tool for. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. You know, if you didn't like the video, you know, leave a comment down below, tell me what you didn't like so I can improve on my videos, and I'll see ya in the next video.